Here, we're about to, yes, we are live officially. Hello, podcasters to my right. Hello, live viewers to my left. Hello, hello, hello. My hat is off to everybody. It's Monday night, 7:01. I think we made it through Monday, right? Can we say that we made it through Monday? I saw you guys earlier today. It was at 11 in the morning, and I wished you guys a great start of the week. So here we are. Um, it's 7 o'clock. It's Monday. I definitely want to make sure that I did this the right way with you guys. Real quick. Let's look at this. Remember, everybody, this is just for entertainment purposes only. Laugh, have a good time. If you learned something, hey, that's a huge plus. If not, hopefully the other two were done. So, you had a good time and you laughed a little bit. I remember also to please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube channel Los Tres Maduros. It really does help us. It's, right there scrolling, not scrolling. Um, Let's see here. Let's see who is on and popping right now. And Kevin Corbley is my main man. Thank you very, very much. You are number uno in my book. Thank you, sir, for watching. We appreciate it always, man. Kevin, tonight I'm gonna jump into something fun, something that's semi-educational. I mean, you guys can take it for however it is. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an expert. I'm none of those things. I'm just a guy who truly, truly enjoys cigars. I really do. I do enjoy cigars. Let me make sure that the volume is down. And it's just one of those things. I like a good cigar. I look for good cigars. I just want to enjoy good cigars. Barry Bones, what's going on, Bones, man? All the best to you and everybody, man. God bless you. Hopefully, you guys are having a good start of the week. Um, I'm kind of alluding to right now, Bones and Kevin, to what I'm about to talk to right now, which it's in my hands. If you guys notice, this is, of course, a barber pole cigar. It's a barber pole cigar from my best friend, my bud, my brother, Kerry Horney. This is a Edición 35 barber pole, and I was asked by Kerry, Adam Collins, man, Reverend Dos Pistolas, my main man, what is going on? I was asked by Kerry, as a matter of fact, last week. He said, man, I want to do a show that goes kind of go back to the roots of the whys and wherefores, our thous, I guess, of why we love cigars. And he says, I want you to just sort of jump in on Thursday. We're going to talk about construction, and he goes, I want you to just jump in with your sort of like expertise side. And I want to always say this, I'm not a reviewer. I'm not an expert. I'm a very passionate man. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I've been blessed to sit with great blenders, with great, torcedores or rollers. I grew up in the heart of the Little Havana district, visiting many of today's great brand owners and legacy houses. So, that being said, I'm smoking again. Let me just jump into this. A barber pole. It's a barber pole. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today is what do we know about the barber pole? Other than it's kind of cool, right? The double wrappers and whatnot. When was it, if any, that anybody watching right now maybe smoked their first barber pole or came across one and said, "Man, that looks like an interesting cigar. Let me smoke it. Let me see what it's all about." I can honestly say, I believe my first barber pole. I don't know. I don't want to pinpoint it to a few years ago when I first, smoked Kerry's Stogie Road Edición 35. No, I mean, I had smoked other barber pole cigars. I had smoked one by Felix Mesa. I had smoked some in the past. Of course, GTO Cigars has their barber pole. There are other companies and, brands out there that have their own interpretation or their own take on the barber pole. Tonight, I'm sort of going to I'm gonna touch upon a couple of different things. I don't know if you guys know what I'm gonna be talking about today, and if you do, great, man. That means you are way more informed than I am. Um, I'm gonna talk about some of my experiences, some of the pros and cons that I've come across, smoking some barber poles. Mm, I love this one. I smoked one this morning. I'm on it again right now. Hey, what's going on? Look, it's speaking of the devil, and thus he poof magically appears. Gary Horney, I'm smoking an Edición 35 right now, and I've been leading up to what I wanted to talk to right now to everybody right now. Both brothers of the leaf, sisters of the leaf. Like, for example, one of my quick questions just a few minutes ago was if anybody can remember sort of what their first barber pole cigar was. No, 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 no. This is something that I was doing some research today. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to touch upon like his history. Like for example, had you ever smoked a barber pole? Prior to coming up with your own brand and your own blend and whatnot, which I love these. And if so, what was it? Adam, Bones, Kevin, if you guys had these experiences of a barber pole, maybe share if you want to. You're more than welcome to. As I said, my go back memories. Hmm, I love this, man. Carrie, I mean, I love your barber pole cigar, dude. I mean, barber pole king. Hats off to you. I go back to smoking, of course, the in between the lines, which is a Hemingway product. It's the Fuente between the lines. It's a small little perfecto that absolutely is. And I'm gonna say it like this. I mean, I did some research, and I'm gonna go back to what I'm about to say right now. The between the lines Hemingway by the Fuente, and I don't want to seem biased because everybody who knows me knows that I'm a diehard Fuente guy. I mean, I am. I truly, not gonna lie about it. I always have been. I always will be. But I think creation, construction wise, when you understand the master's work, if you will, the artisanship that goes into just that cigar created by the Fuentes. I mean, remember, it's a very hard size. It's a diminutive perfecto. I believe it's a 4x50, 4x40 something, 48. I'm going crazy here. You guys just know a perfecto. It's it's very odd shaped, two tips. So to think about utilizing two different wrappers on such a diminutive cigar, and on top of that it is it's such an odd a perfecto. It's a very odd shape. It's sort of crazy, right? So I give it to them for the excellent craftsmanship and creation and construction of that barber pole. I love Carrie's cigar. I truly do. I mean, I'll smoke the jingy jingies out of this always. But when I'm asked in my own mind, when I look in my own mind, I ask myself, hey self, what is the one barber pole that has really captivated you, since I first smoked it? And I could never utilize the terminology gimmicky, because it was not a gimmick. It was something that truly I looked at as art. Um, the Hemingway between the lines. So as biased as I am to my best friend's cigar, um, I tell everybody the best created barber pole I've ever smoked and ever seen, because of the way that it's done. It's the Hemingway between the lines. And second, it like literally neck and neck, because there's an emotional tie to my best friend, and also because of the quality and craftsmanship that goes into this one. This is my second favorite with high honors barber pole anywhere. So that was sort of like a little remembering moment of my first barber pole. And again, I have a really really fond memory of that. It's a fantastic smoke. So Gary knows what I'm talking about. It is a beauty. It's a beauty. I like that word. It is a beautiful cigar. Mm, Let me ask anybody: do you guys know when the first? And now, don't go running off to Google. Don't do that. If you want to, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Do you guys want to guess roughly how long the barber pole cigar has been in existence? I mean, just if anybody's got an idea, I'm going to give you guys, maybe a couple of seconds, maybe about a minute while I relight here real quick. I didn't go out. It's just that I didn't get a quite right burn when I was lighting this guy up. Mm. For tonight's show, and of course the enjoyment factor that I really want to capture every flavor, I got water, straight water, nothing more, nothing less. It is water. So for anybody watching, it's water. I'm being a good boy. So I had just asked if anybody knew roughly. I mean, without having to resort to Google, which if you did, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. I was actually very pleasantly surprised because I do my research. I try to like look not just at one resource, but I look at different resources, right? I don't want to just go immediately what I, like, Wikipedia or Google or whatever, I want to at least look at two good resources of information that I can sort of throw against my own brain and said, okay, does that correlate? Does that make sense? Because I've been smoking for a long time. I've been smoking for quite some time. I've been really heavily involved in the industry for 20 years of my life, which I love it. I love it. Um, Good question. Where does the name Between the Lines come from? I'll leave it up to you guys. Hey, John Level, what's going on, man? Thank you very much for watching. John, tonight's show is revolving around a particular style of cigar making. But a lot of folks, sometimes, oh, it's just a gimmick. It's just a gimmick. But you know what? I've come to the conclusion that it is not. It is art. It is a true testament to the artistry of the creation of what a barber pole is. I mean, it takes a masterful hand to combine two beautiful leaves and create something that's amazing when you smoke it. So the question Kerry just posted out there, if anybody knows what the name Between the Line comes from, it's a reference, of course, to the Hemingway Between the Lines, as in read between the lines. Obviously it's a saying, but if anybody cares to answer it, you guys are more than welcome. But what I had originally asked was if anybody knows, how long has it been since the barber pole style cigar has been in existence? So you are literally, Adam, surprising, but not too surprising. You are borderline in that general age range. So during the big boom era of the 90s, right? During in the big cigar boom, when so many brands exploded, so many great cigars took over dominance of the American retail environment, right? When all of a sudden we had so many beautiful, beautiful cigars all over the United States in the 90s. It's a split, and I did some research. It is a split room that says. Now, interesting enough, though, it comes from the same country, right, where the origin happens. It comes from one country, but two different manufacturers. So who is the one that's credited with it? I'm going to leave that up to you, but I'm going to give you both pieces of information. Very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. The first quoted barber pole to come out, in the 90s, was literally credited to Hugo Casar, or in Spanish, Hugo Casar, and it was called the Hugo Casar Diamond Dominican Mystique. Interesting, a lot right there. But it was actually, again, one more time, it was created by Hugo Casar, and it was called the Hugo Casar Diamond Dominican Mystique. And it was out on the market in 1996. So Does that mean that it was the first ever barber pole possibly out on the market? I don't know, but it is the one that literally they pinpoint a name, or one of the two that they pinpoint a name to one of the creators, if you will, of the barber pole style cigar. Now, today, you guys may not know who Hugo Casar is. I don't need to do some research, you will. But now, Hugo Casar, of course, is Ventura Cigars. Much better, well-known name, of course. Ventura Cigars, heavily associated with a couple of like big distributors, fantastic cigars manufacturers. So again, Dominican Republic, Hugo Casar, the Diamond Dominican Mystique was the name given to quote unquote the first ever barber pole cigar, right? So camp number two, and you guys are gonna love this because our conversation early on was revolving around this, right? It was around this. So camp number two says yes, the barber pole did come out of the Dominican Republic. Okay, fantastic. I love it. But camp number two says that it is attributed to the Fuente family, same time frame, the early boom years of the 90s in the cigar industry. So that could now send, as opposed to mid 90s, 96, 95, Hugo Casar, now that sends it a little bit earlier. Not bad. I think that's actually interesting. It still keeps it in that big heyday time of when cigars were just all over the place. Creativity was booming. Cigar sales were just amazing. So, but this is attributed to the Fuente family. And it goes to, of course, the Hemingway between the lines cigar. So, again, interesting enough, it does come out of one country of origin. It doesn't come out of the Honduras. It doesn't come out of Nicaragua, at least based on the research that I did. A couple of different in-depth, little, actually a few hours worth of just looking around, making sure that I wasn't going to steer you guys wrong. But it comes out of the first country to say, I'm going to do it, was the Dominican, but there were two different cigar houses that the camp is divided. Some say that it was, of course, Hugo Casar of the Dominican Republic, and of course today of Ventura Cigars. And the other camp says that it was the Fuente family with their vaunted and legendary Hemingway between the lines cigar. So again, something to think about, something to like, wow, look at that, something very interesting, something that maybe you guys wondered, how long have barber poles been around? Now, Adam Collins said that he had smoked one 20 plus years ago. I don't doubt it. I'm a believer that this is an artisanal cigar because growing up, in every cigar factory that I ever had the pleasure of, in the little Havana district of Miami and throughout South Florida, everywhere that I went to, it seemed as if there was always a barber pole. It doesn't necessarily mean that the barber pole did not have its origins in the Dominican Republic. I'm not saying that, but it seems as if someone always said, you know what, maybe something different, something unique, something that's got a lot of more artistry behind it. Again, I love the beauty of the barber pole. I think it's great. The winding, kind of like a road, if you will, which for Kerry Horney was the inspiration for going down this road. And he is the barber pole king. I mean, his blends are all barber pole style. But I love this, man. I absolutely love this. I'm not going to go into the construction side. I'm not going to talk about, all the different, parameters or that would go into this. The reason I'm not going to do it is because I want to save something for Thursday. Thursday's show with Kerry, I've been blessed to be invited, is going to be fantastic. Kerry, let's not give any more away. As you said earlier, I just wanted to, kind of like throw a little something into the pot today to entice folks about the history, a little bit of, who made the first one. Right now, it's a divided camp. Interesting enough, there's two houses that are calling dibs on the creation of the barber pole cigar. House number one is Hugo Casar, and you gotta say it like that, Hugo Casar. I'm an idiot. You guys know that. Hugo Casar, which today, of course, is Ventura Cigars, is credited with having done in 1996 the launch of the Diamond Dominican Mystique, and it was a barber pole. Again, and that's just the one that I came across with first, and in my reach to counter that, to research if there was anything else, I came across that also the other camp, the other house that takes ownership of that is the Fuente family with their gloriously beautiful Hemingway Between the Lines cigars. So, something to consider, something to think about, how interesting is that? I love that concept. I'm going to go one more time to leave something for Thursday. I'm not going to tell you guys the construction, which I'm talking, of course, about wrapper. I'm not going to talk about anything else inside of this. I'm going to leave that for Thursday. Thursday is going to be a fun day. We're going to really talk about construction. We're going to talk about the whys some styles work better than others, and we're gonna have some fun with that. See, there you go. Adam has been smoking for well over 20 years. And Adam, I'm going to give you this one, man. I have to agree with you. Even though I think that commercially speaking, I may say it like this, even though that commercially speaking, two of these wonderful cigar manufacturing companies are claiming that they came out in the 90s, which, it puts it somewhere in there, 15 to 20 years ago. I have seen, I have smoked barber poles roughly within that time frame, and I have seen them. Now I can say it like that. I have smoked them in that time frame, but I have seen them earlier than that time frame. It's interesting because I did have a job, and this is what why I know I've seen these before. I love this, guys. What a great flavor. I'm going to get to it in a second, John. And I definitely invite you on Thursday. Make friends with Kerr Viajante. He's one of the guys right now that's honest. I was invited to his show, the Stogie Road Diaries, on Thursdays. It's super, super awesome. Great show. I believe it's at 7:30. The show kicks in. We're going to really dive deep into exactly that. So it's awesome. Oh, yeah, okay. So there we go. I'm not going to say nothing. And I'm going to say like this. I'm sort of like, I don't want to win the prize. So I'm going to say like that. I don't want to win the prize. I'm going to leave it like that. So whoever reaches out to Kerr Viajante with the answer, the correct answer to what he's posted there he goes. He's going to give you guys a Stogie Road cigar sampler. So that's awesome. So I'm staying quiet, Kerry. I am like that question that if you work for the lottery, you can't win the lottery. So I'm out of that one. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm out. But Adam, just real quick to go back to you. I had the pleasure of working for a wonderful tourism company in Miami. It was called Can Be Card Tours, kind of cartoonish, but I was bilingual. I still am bilingual, but I was doing tours for people coming to Miami, and so we took them to different cigar factories. So people loved that. People loved it. There was one on Bayside, which is very touristy, right on the water, really very pretty. There was one also, of course, that I stopped in on Ocean Drive, which is on the beach area, very world famous. And then there was a couple others that I stopped in the Little Havana district. So I'm going to tell you this, guys. I was possibly, mid-20s. I'm 49 right now, but I was mid-20s. So it puts it well before the timetable that these two companies are saying, that they launched them or that they take ownership of it. So I have been seeing these guys for well over 20 years. And I think that they and just to a little Something real quick to give you a bit of an answer, John. I think at first they were gimmicky-ish, the gimmick, something different. Everybody's accustomed to seeing, this regular wrapper cigar. So for tourism that traveled, to, Miami, which is very Cuban-esque, Tampa, which is very Cuban-esque, or, when people travel outside to the Caribbean or whatnot, this is very eye-catching. A barber pole is very, retailer friendly, very people friendly, very eye catching. So I think at one point there could have been a bigger emphasis on the aesthetic, and then the flavors were being looked at as, maybe it shouldn't just be something eye catching, it should be something flavorful and enjoyable. So I think that that's the concept, and we'll get deeper into that on Thursday, because I'm interested in maybe talking to Kurt back and forth, and folks who jump on board. What were your thoughts when you first looked at a barber pole? Were they aesthetic? Were they it's just a gimmick? Just I'm not gonna smoke that. It's just a gimmick. I'm gonna give you guys a fun one. I've smoked the Filthy Hooligans by Alec Bradley from the Black Market Edition, and that's the one that comes out, during what is it? The St. Patty's Day. I think it's a very unique looking one. I honestly, for a while, just thought it's a gimmick. It's got, of course, a Candela wrapper, yada yada, because it's for St. Patty's Day, and I think that what put me off is that they sort of linked it too much to the actual St. Patty's Day holiday. The whole Irish thing. And they created too much of that story around it, and that worked the opposite with me. It didn't attract me. It sort of deterred me from it. When I smoked it afterwards, I think, it's a good cigar. I liked it. It's very well balanced. It's a good smoke. But again, just for a long time, I think it was, but well after a year after it had come out, or I think it was on the second year that they brought it out. That's when I think I smoked it. I mean, to be brutally honest with you guys. Okay, so water to freshen the palate. I want to make sure that I do have this guy going. I don't. Real quick, my mistake today when I lit this guy up was I did not give it enough fire in the process of getting it started. Early this morning I smoked another one, and what I did is I used a match. Now I used one of the long matches that Adam Collins gave me, and I dedicated quite a bit of time to the toasting, to the lighting, to everything on the cigar. And we were on for, a long time, and not once is the cigar ever having issues. So I take full responsibility that this cigar sort of has not maintained the heat the way that I wanted to, but I believe now I've given it quite a nice little bit of a roasting. As you can see, it's nice there. There you can see it. And here we go. There we go. Nice. So that's another thing. A lot of times we're quick to judge. We're quick to blame. Oh, the cigar is, can't stay lit. Well, there's a couple of things also that we need to take a moment and assess, right? Are we giving too much time between puffs? Particularly me, I know I'm famous for having the cigar in my hand for 30 minutes and possibly not even taking a puff, and then I take a puff and I'm like, oh, doggone it, the cigar is, it's not lit. Well, I'm a moron. Of course, the cigar's not lit because I haven't been puffing. So, I said earlier this morning also that I enjoy this cigar a little bit heavier on the humidity. I do. There is something about the Stogie Road Edición 35 that when it's a little bit heavier humidified, and again, Kerry, you're on. I don't know how right or wrong this may be. It's just my personal taste, my personal choice of when I humidify and maintain these cigars. I like them a little bit more heavier humidified, because I believe that once I get them lit, there's a little bit of more of an impact of heavier flavors, more richness of those darker notes, because there is a little bit more humidity in there. And when that heat gets to that, there's something magical that happens, in my opinion. Again, I'm crazy, that I get more flavor. I get more intensity that way, and I do love it. So these are usually on a the high end of 70, the high end of 70, 76, 78. No one's upset about that. Um, I may take them out, let them kind of like come to terms for about 5 to 10 minutes before I light them up, just to again acclimatize. I strongly urge everybody to always do that with their cigars, no matter what, because um, ambient temperatures can impact a cigar very, very quickly, from a nice humidified environment to maybe an area where there's too dry or too cold or too humid. You never know what's going to happen. So, but me, I love really this type of cigar, this style of cigar, but more a little bit richer, a little bit more humidified. And in this case, as you can see, brilliant, nice cherry all the way around, and there is heat throughout the whole area, as you can tell. So that now I know for a fact will not allow this cigar to go out at any given time, because I dedicated a little bit more time just a few minutes ago, as you guys saw me, to make sure that I had heat correctly done on that. I started this cigar a little bit too quick earlier before I jumped on the show, and I wasn't paying too much attention to it. So something to think about. Another fun anecdote. Let's go back to history. Let's go back to history, man. I enjoy this a lot. For example, just a crazy one. I came across this. And I thought it was very, very unique. And we talked about this the other day on our show, Los Tres Maduros. The barber pole, the design, right? The red and white. I'm sure you guys all know this. I didn't know this until Seamus sort of talked to about it. But the barber pole design basically goes back to the 16th century, Middle Ages, earlier than that, possibly, in which barbers were considered also surgeons, if you will, as well. So it was a time in which bloodletting to relieve diseases or to cure diseases was common. And then, of course, they would take the red bandages, and put it over these, white poles, so to dry out and to clean out. So the red and white became something that was significant to the barber pole. It was also told that the actual pole itself, I was reading about this, was when people were just grabbing on, or biting down, like holy Moses or whatnot, when the pain was excruciating during these procedures. So I didn't know this. It's attributed to apparently one of the fathers of modern day surgery. I had to write this down, guys. I mean, I'm not all in there, So 16th century, a Frenchman of all things, right? What do you know? A Frenchman. I love this. A 16th century Frenchman is attributed the origin of the modern, day surgery. His name was Ambroise Paré. Did I say it correctly? Ambroise Paré, or Ambrose Paré. So, and he was a barber / surgeon, and apparently that's who they attribute the creating of the barber pole, the red and white. Look at that. It's just something else. Yeah, that was it. Look at that. We learned roughly when the first barber poles were claimed. They were claimed by two amazing cigar families. One, of course, was the Fuente family, attributing it to their very famous Hemingway cigar with the Between the Lines. Right, it's a beautiful Perfecto series cigar. Very small. It's only about maybe yay big. Pointy. Perfecto. Just to explain that a little bit simpler to you guys. Just it's an easier way to just talk about it. It's a pointy cigar on either end. One point's a little bit narrower, one point's a little bit bigger, but there you go. And they claimed it in the early 90s, in the big boom time, right? When cigars were being very popular in the 90s. So they claimed it then. But in 1996, there's an official claim that the first ever barber pole cigar was done by Hugo Casar, and it was the Hugo Casar. Let me see if I get it correctly. Diamond Dominican Mystique. Look at that. So, and Hugo Casar, of course, today is better known as Ventura Cigars. Look at that. We all learned a few things today. There might be a quiz on Thursday. I might say, hey, if anybody can remember one of the two companies that called credit for this, I might throw in for you guys then a little 6-pack of our Doña Noli cigars. So how's that? If you guys remember this, okay, I'm gonna have a question, and Carrie, just there you go. I'm putting that out there. If you guys can remember the name of the two companies, right? Original name companies that laid claim in the 1990s to the creation of the barber pole. If you tell me the two names, boom, I'm going to throw in a nice 6-pack of Doña Noli cigars. Gustavo Placeres, muy buenas noches, campeón, ¿cómo estás? To everybody, Gustavo Placeres does a fantastic daily live show, man. If you guys really want to see a guy sit down, talk to you cigars, enjoy himself, that's the main man. Gustavo, I believe, does it in the afternoon time, and you just look him up. He's a fun guy, very well-known cigar personality, and just a lovely human being. So thank you very much for joining us, Gustavo. We appreciate you watching right now. Thank you, man. We've been talking about barber poles. Maybe if you know a story, we were asking a question: when was possibly the first time you ever smoked a barber pole, or how far back do you remember a barber pole? Maybe at a local cigar shop. I have memories that go back well beyond 20 plus years when I was a tourist guide in Miami. And I would take people to different locations in Miami Beach, on the Bayside area in Miami, also the Little Havana district. So a lot of those places, because there was the tourism, they were always making, barber poles as one of the very catchy cigars. But again, just some memories I was sharing with everybody. A little bit of history, I love a good barber pole cigar. See, did not go out. There we go. Look at that. Man, this is awesome. What a fantastic smoke. Tonight we are smoking the Stogie Road Edición 35 by my good friend, my brother, Kerry Horney. I've been blessed to be invited to be in his show this coming Thursday. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna play the role. It's an acting job. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna play the role, the acting job of what I was gonna say of experts. I'm gonna play the role. I'm gonna act as if I'm the expert, and I'm gonna dive in head first. We're gonna talk about constructions. We're gonna talk about what to expect when you look at a barber pole, and you guys know. There is, of course, other different styles of artistic cigars. You got triple barber poles. You got all different kinds of what I call almost artisanal imagery on cigars nowadays. So, how does that work for the taste? How does that work for the cigar? Are they just visually beautiful? We're going to talk about all this stuff on Thursday. I'm really excited about it because you know what? There's some gorgeous cigars out there that I look at them and I go, well, it's almost like too pretty to smoke. I almost don't want to, but is it created for the aesthetic? As John Level said earlier, is it something that once I start smoking, aesthetic flies out the window because the flavors are amazing? Are you referring to Hugo Casar? If that's so, then it would be Hugo, Hugo. And then Casar is Cassar, Hugo Casar. He's one of the gentlemen. And again, you can Google this up. Don't take my word at it. Google it, research it. Heck, educate me, counter me with whatever you find. I love that because that is exactly what I expect from all my good friends and all my good, family members that watch this show. So to me, I love it. Gustavo says you came in a little bit later. We were basically saying that two companies laid claim to the creation of the first barber pole. The first, of course, I just mentioned right now to Adam Collins, is Hugo Casar, created what he would call and debut in 1996 the Hugo Casar Diamond Dominican Mystique, and it was a barber pole. Look at that. And then, of course, a little bit earlier than that, apparently it was the Fuentes who lay claim to the origins of the barber pole with their Hemingway Between the Lines, which I believe happened a little bit earlier than 96. It was probably like 93, 94. It was earlier. It was in the early 90s, not the later 90s. So that's what we're talking about. On Thursday, Curb Yahante has invited me to act. Like I said, participate and put on my acting skills as the expert. And we're going to talk about, the construction and proper creation, if you will, of a good barber pole. I am super duper excited about it. I think it's going to be a fantastic show. There is a test question. There's a test question. I think that's why Adam, good man, Adam, good man. I'm gonna ask if anybody can remember the two companies or the two names of the people or branded companies that laid claim as the first creators of the barber poles. One, of course, is Hugo Casar, and the other one is Fuente Cigars. So if you remember that, when I asked the question on Thursday, whoever answers it first after I ask the question, I will send you a nice 6-pack of the Doña Noli cigars. It'll be I think it's we're gonna do a choice of a little selection of 2 Robustos, 2 Toros, maybe 2 Torpedoes or 2 Churchills. We'll put it together and we'll reach out to you and send it out to you. So a little something to look forward to. Kerry Horney also put a question out there. He's gonna give a Stogie Road cigar sampler to the first person who can correctly provide the meaning/origins of the name Between the Lines when referring to the Hemingway Between the Lines cigar. If you guys come up with that when he brings that up and you are the right person, you win that. So listen, you got 2 test questions, which I don't think are that hard. I think you guys are way super smarter than I'll ever be. So I think you guys got this. You guys will definitely win some free cigars. Not bad. I'm all about it. Let me see here now. I'm going to test this one more time. I knew it. Man, I am, I gotta dedicate a little bit more time to smoking and not so much to talking. Man, I tell you what, guys, I am. That's my cardinal fault. Being Cuban, it's just talk. I was at a meeting today with a client, and one of the very fun things that they said is like, "You are Cuban. You must talk a lot." I'm making fun of the accent because he's a lovely individual. He was Indian, but it was just funny the way he said that. You are Cuban. You must talk a lot. And I could think to myself, boy, you have no idea, man. Sometimes I'm talking and I forget I'm smoking a cigar. I forget I'm doing all this stuff because I just never stop talking. Look at that. It's a cigar that forgives you. It forgives you. You can come back to it, relight it. There's nothing negative about the relight. The construction. It's got what I want to say. Enough of a little bit of a drag, enough of a little bit of a hold, enough of a little bit of a tightness that you're not just. It's not like sucking air through a straw. That's also something you may not want in a cigar. You don't want to do. I mean, you don't want to suck a stone through a straw either. But you gotta have a little bit of of a little bit of a tightness, a little bit of a hold, just so that you know that there's a good weight, that there's a good balance in that cigar, and that construction for airflow, man. And this cigar is done really well. It's not gonna have a problem. Look at this. Mm. It's not like like I'm sucking a stone. Uh, there you go. Look at that. Look at it. Like I said, Google is fine, man, because sometimes I love to do research. I like to throw questions at the Google machine and see where these answers that it gives me leads me. I do it all the time. I like to read. I'm a big book person, so when I begin doing research on a particular topic of conversation or a topic for cigars, I want to look let's look at the big boy. Let's put it on Google, and then I begin looking at all the different articles, at all the different research material, and I love to dive into that. And I usually pick out the top two or three that really bring the best information. I sort of skip through reviews. I skip minute quirky things. When I read about a cigar, when I read about history, I like to look for big, heavy, meaty, text. I want to dive in, and I want to educate myself, and I want to learn. So I love doing that. We're coming up on about 10 minutes out from the hour. I don't want to hold you guys that long. I think we've had a lot of fun. I think we've been doing all kinds of good stuff. Bones, what is going on, Bones? Look at that. We're still here. We're still here. We're about to begin the wrap up in just a minute. Bones, I don't know if you caught it or not, but Carrie's got a little game, a little fun prize that you can win this coming Thursday. He will give a Stogie Road cigar sampler to the first person who can correctly provide the meaning/origins of the name Between the Lines for the Hemingway cigar, the Fuente Hemingway Between the Lines. You must, when the question is brought up on Thursday, you must be the first person who correctly provides the meaning/origins of the name Between the Lines. And I threw in my own little quiz question that if you can, which means you may have to backtrack and hear this, but if you can correctly answer who were the two first companies who laid claim to the origins of the barber pole in the 90s, if you can correctly name both of them, then I'm going to send you a 6 cigar sampler of our Doña Noli premium house blend cigars. So there we go. I think that's like a bunch of cigars that, some lucky guy, if he hits both questions correct, he could be winning. So super duper excited about that. You know what, guys? I'm going to say something. I'm going to admit to this. And I'm not going to lie. I'm actually going to stop once I'm done with the show here. And I'm going to change. I'm going to get out of my getup. I've been, basically going out today visiting clients. And I've been here back at the house working in front of the computer all day long. So, but I'm going to get out of my getup. I'm going to tell you guys this. Today, Monday, at around 8 o'clock, yours truly will begin. And hold me to this. I want everybody to ask how I'm doing. I'm going to begin working out because I need to lose a little bit of weight. I'm going to admit to that. I've been a little bit too sedentary. I've been putting on weight. I'm around 220. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but I've been feeling it. So I'm going to stop at around, just a few minutes. I'm going to change, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to work out. I'm looking forward to this. Day one of hopefully a positive change for my life, for health, obviously. So I'm looking forward to that. I really just maybe losing 20, 25 pounds, just keep it simple, not too crazy. If you guys are doing something also positive for your health, God bless it. Hey, Gustavo, I looked at your picture, man. You are one handsome devil. Gustavo is just a sharp dresser, man. I need to be slim and trim like him, man. He looks like he goes to the gym every day. So I definitely want to begin doing something positive for myself. I'm really, really happy about that. Today, I gotta admit, I stopped by my mom's house. I picked up some pork loin. I don't want to say it out loud too much. Some pork loin, roasted Cuban style. Oh my god. So I had that with some, white rice and beans. It looks like I'm cleaning my nose. I'm not. I'm just trying to hide it, so I don't want anybody to hear about this. My partner, he knows I eat like a horse, so I had a big plate of arroz con gris, which is white rice cooked with black beans, and I had a huge chunk of pork loin. I'm not gonna say nothing more. I can't. I just can't. So that's why I need to also, take ownership. I need to take ownership and begin to do something positive. So I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go work out 30 minutes, 40 minutes, however long it is. Maybe do some jumping jacks, run in place, do some push-ups, some sit-ups. I'm going to see what happens. I'll keep you guys abreast of it. If I'm in the hospital, you guys will see pictures. Oh my God, he almost died. So that's that. Let me see here. There you go. That's a trooper right there. Everybody, listen. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to leave you with this. Thursday night, 7:30. I hope I'm correct in saying that time frame, Kerry. I'm pretty much sure that I will be with my best friend, Kerry Horney. I'm going to be diving in as construction is looked at in barber pole. That could be the one that we talk about, which I'm pretty sure it is. I believe we're going to have someone also there for reviewing, how to approach that. There's a lot that's going to be answered. There's a lot that's going to be diving, however you say it. We're going to dive deep into this one. I'm excited about it. So God bless all of you. 7:30, Stogie Road Cigars on Thursday. I'm super stoked about it. Wednesday night, huge news. Wednesday night, before I let you go, I'm going to just show you guys something real quick. Wednesday night, it is going to be on. It is going to be popping. I'm super duper excited about this. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick for you guys. And I'm going to leave you guys with this one. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with this. If the computer ever decides to work properly and upload the image, I hope it does. I don't know why it's not doing it. So it's driving me crazy. Okay, there it is. Ready for it, guys? Boom. Look at who we're going to have on Wednesday night's show. I am super duper stoked and excited. I mean, this is my buddy right there. That is a friend. That is a mentor. That is, I'm telling you, that's one of my besties right there. That is, of course, Dr. Gabby Caffey. I can't even fit because the guy's got so many things going on. Dr. Gabby Caffey, of course, of Tabacalera Caffey, of Coffee Cigars, San Jeronimo, the Boutique Smoke. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about with him. Where is it? With him right there. We got a lot to talk about with him. Super duper stoked about it. Super excited about it. It's going to be fantastic. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Stay tuned. You got to do it. I'm going to leave you with that one. I'm not even going to go back on the screen. I am not even, like they used to say, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. The main man himself, Dr. Gabby Caffey, is going to be with us. You know what? For however long he wants, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever, it's going to be on and popping this coming Wednesday. Super duper excited. It is the real deal, and it's going to be just phenomenal, man. It's just going to be just phenomenal. We got a great week ahead of you guys. Wednesday night with Dr. Gabby Caffey. I will be with Kirby Hante on Thursday. We're going to have then our Saturday recap show. I mean, it's going to be so much fun. Everybody, listen, God bless you all. On behalf of those guys right there, Mike Striegel, Seamus Tully, myself, of course, God bless you all. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your Monday. Listen, the rest of the week is going to be fantastic. I know it will. Take care. God bless you all. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday night. Goodbye.